Hey everybody, Frank Chen here with REIClub.com, the only site you'll need as a real estate investor. Today's quick video, we're going to talk about rental property insurance. Now, the type of insurance coverage that landlords need falls under the umbrella term property and casualty insurance. Now, it's not actually a policy, more of a variety of coverage types for rental type properties. Now, we also encourage landlords to kind of research and invest in liability insurance because it really does protect you, which I'll cover a little bit more later in the video. Now, I want to brush up real quick on homeowners insurance. It actually mainly focuses on the coverage for the contents within the home. So as a landlord, you don't really need that, okay? You need rental property insurance. Now, these policies are actually written for structures that are 4 units or less. Anything more than that will be considered a commercial risk, which will require a commercial policy. Now, the rental policies are written as a package policy, meaning that it covers a number of what insurance companies call or refer to as perils, okay? Now, these are things like fire, hail, theft, tornado, hurricane, wind, water. It also covers detached structures on the property like a garage or even a storage shed, okay? Now, it's very important, though, that you have the appropriate rental insurance, okay? Because rental insurance companies will actually assume the risk for damages done to your property. They cover you against any kind of injuries or accidents that happen on the premises, covers legal fees in case tenants want to sue you, loss of rents. You can even the premiums that you're paying are tax deductible. Now, some of these things that are listed are covered by your liability insurance, okay, which is separate from your rental property insurance. So that's why it's important. One of them is actually it covers your legal fees, which can actually drain you as a landlord, okay? That's something to be aware of. Now, what is listed is not all guaranteed. It really just depends on the policy that you pick. Now, there are a few limitations. For instance, like fire. If your neighbor's house catches on fire, it catches your house on fire. Only your property itself is protected, not the contents within, okay? Which is fine for you as a landlord. Now, there's limitations on what contents can be insured, and of course, there are some specific clauses for certain thefts that happen to your property. It also does not cover earthquakes, that's a separate policy, and then flooding due to natural disaster. Now, note that just because that you should definitely consult with your insurance agent on the specifics behind your policies and what kind of limitations they have. Now, here's some tips on selecting an insurance company, okay? Price is important. What are you getting for the cost is always the main question you should ask. On average, for a basic policy, for the whole year, that should get you covered is about $800 for the year. So that's your reference point, so you can shop around that. You also want to make sure that it's legitimate and creditworthy, you can actually contact your state insurance department to make sure that the company is licensed. You can also check out the financial strength of the company in case you're trying to insure a higher end property. It's like $500,000 home, $1 million home. You actually go to this place called Moody's Standard & Poor's. It's a place that you can actually do that and check the financial strength. You also can ask for referrals, okay? Proven track records with people that you work with or know other fellow investors who have worked with them. You want to check out, how fast their service reps are, how supportive they are, the speed that they're able to process, appraise, and pay out on claims, and just, the basic overall satisfaction of their experience, That's just a good way to there's so many insurance policies out there, so it's pretty much the one that best fits you. Another thing you want to do, guys, is that'll actually reduce your risk with your tenants, is you really insist that your tenants acquire renter's insurance. If they're like, oh, I can't afford it, I've seen things that are as cheap as $200 for the entire year. It's a very small policy, but it still protects them and you. Periodically, you want to make sure that the fire extinguisher is working and that the tenant does know where it is. You also want to show the tenant where the main water valve is, where you can shut it off manually, and how to shut it off. It's usually in the front of the house on a big metal circle plate. But that's the quickest way to avoid any huge flood problems. And of course, semi-annual inspections just to make sure there's no leaks anywhere or anything that you were unaware of. And of course, it gives you time to check air filters. It's a very big time during summertime, okay? So air filters are huge. Make sure they do that. Now, as a real estate investor, as a landlord, guys, it's your responsibility to protect your real estate investments, especially when you have tenants. Not every property will need very expensive policies or coverage. So before spending several hundred, thousands of dollars, just take the time to just educate your tenants and really just do the right research and find the best cost that fits your property, okay? Now, again, guys, this is Frank Chen with REIClub.com. Do me a favor, write comments below about what you thought about the video. Click the like button because it really does help us out. But more importantly, subscribe to our YouTube channel so we can keep you informed when brand new videos are posted every week. As usual, thank you so much for your time. I look forward to talking to you next week. Take care, good investing, and bye-bye.